Well, hello there. It's me. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. It's David. Peripheral games. Yeah, blah blah blah. I've said it many times before. No, it's another vlog today, and I went back to one of my first vlog videos where I did a video with War Inc., which is what I've done here. So, anyway, it's quite a long video. I got a list of things here to talk about in case I run out. But firstly, the community game. The voting finished. If any of you didn't get that on Twitter, the voting finished, and Brian Lockett, his idea won, which was basically a fantastic underwater adventure action game, where you fight monsters and stuff underwater, and then you can go up into the sky, and your submarine thing turns into a plane, and then you fight in the sky. So I've started making a prototype for that, which should take a couple of weeks, hopefully. And when the prototype is finished, we'll play it and decide if the game is fun and if it works. And if it does work and it's fun, I will polish it and make more content for it and release it on the App Store. And if it doesn't, well, the project's just kind of gonna stop there. So, but after previous experiences, I've found that prototyping is a crucial step, because if you get sort of a certain way into the development of a game, and you find that the game isn't really fun and doesn't really work as you intended it would, it can be kind of heartbreaking. So just to make the prototype, just to see if it works or not. But it's a 2D iOS game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. My other project at the moment, as you know from last week, is a Scales engine, which has undergone some serious architectural design. I'm in the early stages of the design. Sorry. It's undergoing some serious architectural changes and stuff. Basically, it's going to be a component system, because I started originally with an inheritance-based system, which, for people who don't understand, basically means you have a base object and you inherit from that to make custom objects. So the base object might have all the rendering code and stuff like that, but then you inherit from that to give it the code to move around and such. But the inherited object still has the rendering object, the rendering stuff behind it. Basically, it can get really messy and really complicated very, very quickly. If you have more than one or two levels of inheritance, it's so complicated. So, we're doing a component-based system, which is kind of like how Unity works. Well, actually, it is how Unity works, where all the objects are just a base object, an empty game object, if you will, and you just attach script components to it to define how it functions. And in the case of Scales, I would like the scripts to be written in Lua. So again, this will be done. Firstly, the components will be written in C++, but once everything is working and the architecture is done, Lua scripting will be very high on my priority. So you could essentially write all the components with Lua, and the game would essentially work and run without you ever having to write C++ code. You just write Lua to write all the components, just like Unity, basically. Also, I'm gonna have a feature which I saw somewhere else. I can't remember where, and I thought it was really cool. Where basically, if the game is running in a sort of debug configuration when you're designing the game, you can edit the code files while the game is running. So while the game is running, you can have it running here, and you can be typing the Lua scripts, and as soon as you press Control S and save the file, it'll just come up straight away in the game. You won't have to reload the game, rebuild it, nothing. It's instant changes. So you type, and as you type, it comes up in the game. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's again the data-driven data-driven engine, which is what I want Scales to be focused very tightly with. Another thing is, a lot of people told me to use JSON as the as a base for data files, but JSON. First of all, the data files I don't want to be human readable. That's the whole kind of thing with JSON, is that it's human readable. That's not necessarily what I want, because the configuration files are all going to be made automatically and written automatically by the level editor. So it doesn't really matter if it's human readable or not. It makes no difference. So the JSON parser or reader writer for C++ was like 700 kilobytes, and the XML parser was like 80 kilobytes. So it's not even a comparison for me. I use the XML because it's just smaller, and human readability is not a factor. Anyways, what else was I going to say? I've been playing a lot of games at the moment. I went on a bit of a splurge. I had some extra money, and I went on a bit of a splurge. I bought all the indie game, the movie games. So I've been playing Super Meat Boy at the moment, and I love that game. I can't really get enough of it. I just love it. No, it's great. It really is a great game. It's kind of frustrating, because very rarely will you be able to complete a level in one go. But I mean, there's no punishments for dying. You just start the level again, and there's absolutely no ill effects. You don't have a sort of lives cap like you do in some games. So you just keep going. And like some levels can take me a couple of days to complete, and it's like maybe 100+ tries before I get it right. No, but it's great. Another game I bought recently, which I absolutely love. I cannot express how much I love this game. It's Trials Evolution. I just love it. I love the original Trials, because it was like all those 2D online flash games of motorbikes driving over hills and stuff. It was everything those were, but with far better level design and just epic graphics. And in the skill games are like, instead of traversing a level, you have to do these really cool things. Like in Trials 1, there was this one game where you had to your bike was put on the top of this giant silver ball, and you had to roll the ball around the level. Which, if you can imagine, if you're on the top of this ball, in order to make the ball roll forward, you have to go in reverse on the bike to spin the ball the correct way. And just balancing on the top of the ball was just so much fun. And the ragdoll effects on it. It was just brilliant. But anyways, Trials Evolution is everything the original game was. And like, it's just several hundred times better. The graphics are amazing. The levels are just great. My only complaint about it is the level editor, in my opinion, is impossible to use with an Xbox controller. Because they've given you like this fully featured editor, like pretty much the same editor that they use to make all the levels in the game. But it's just so hard to use with an Xbox controller that I just gave up within a matter of minutes. But the levels that are made by the community that do actually have the patience to use the level editor without a mouse, or maybe they are, I don't know how to use a mouse on an Xbox, but still, some of the levels made by the community are just amazing. So, considering that I don't make levels myself because I couldn't be bothered, and well, not because I couldn't be bothered, but because I just can't get my head around the level editor, and just using an Xbox controller is a pain. But considering that, and considering the amount of community levels, the game is endless, and it's just so good. I can't express how good that game is. I recommend you to go out and buy it immediately. But anyways, the video is coming to an end. I didn't run out of things to talk about, so I'm really happy. And please come and join me next week for another vlog. And also enjoy me playing games where I'm crap, as you can see by the fact that I lost this game and I'm crap. Anyways, goodbye.